Hey, what's up guys? It's me, Brandon Johnson from Used Boats TV, and today I get to take you out and show you how to operate a 2005 Four Winds 250 aka 260 Horizon bow rider. Let's go. Watching this video on my YouTube channel, which is of course once again Used Boats TV. The purpose of this channel is to make a lot of training and how-to videos, all to help enhance your boat ownership experience. So if I help you in any way, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. If you're in the market for a boat and you're watching my video, give me a call. My cell phone number is right over in one of these corners because I'm symmetrically impaired. The first thing we do before we put the boat in the water is we come back here to the transom and we put the plug in it. So the plug goes underneath the outdrive. Hand tight is good enough for a day on the water. If you're going to leave it in the water or put it on a lift somewhere, be sure and use a wrench to tighten that bad boy up. When you're done boating for the day, take it out. Now, when you back the boat in the water on the trailer, how far do you know how to go? Until you see the rear end float. Once the rear end floats, you're good to go. Turn your battery switch on, start it up. Once it's started, unhook it from the trailer, hit reverse, and have a good time. That was magic. So the first thing you do once you've got your boat in the water is come back here, lift up the starboard side aft butt seat, and turn your battery switch to both, okay? The alternator is going to charge both the batteries while we're driving. When we're done for the day, we shut it off. But if we're going to cove out, you know, listen to the radio, some good old Kenny Chesney music, we switch it to 1 or 2. That way everything is isolated to one single battery for the radio and the fun stuff and the lights and the dancing growls. So from there, come up to the helm. I'm going to include a link in the video in the description down below that explains the 3 things to do when your boat won't start. But this is multi-port injected perfection. So all we should have to do, turn the key, alarm sounds, that means all clear. Fires right up, okay? Now shifting, very, very smooth. You have a trigger underneath the shifter. That's how you release it from neutral into gear. There's a definitive catch for each gear. So that's forward. Your throttle, or reverse, your throttle range is beyond that. You only have to lift the trigger to engage it into gear from neutral, okay? So let's engage into forward. Shifts very smooth. Your throttle range, once again, is beyond that. Now, I've had a lot of people that are excited to drive, and as they accelerate, they have their thumb on the trim up button. So what happens is, the drive comes out of the water. So I'm just gonna show you. And go ahead and show them the gauge right here that's working. See, that's coming up. So if we accelerate while we're doing this, naturally the boat's not going to go anywhere. Look at the wave in the back. So you're just throwing water up. The boat can't go anywhere. So we always start off trimmed down. Okay? So we'll start off trimmed all the way down. Like so. Now the gauge reads all the way down when it's all the way down, but you also can just hear. It'll make kind of a scream sound when it's all the way down. So you got tilt steering, so you can set this wherever you'd like. Let's talk about buttons and switches. You got a blower. Hopefully you can hear that. Ventilating the engine compartment. Bilge pumps automatic. Horn. Honk, honk. Hear that? Navigation light. That's the red and green. And the white light that plugs in the back. The red and green's built in the front. When I do the exterior condition video, I'll show you that. Anchor, stopped at night. Okay, white light only. In the middle's off. Docking lights are forward. Okay. all the way down on the docking light button is the courtesy lights. Okay, so that's a two-way switch also. In the middle is off. There's no wiper, but it's got a button for one. Oh yeah, that sounds good. I forgot it had captain's call. So captain's call exhaust right here. Quick note, only switch that at idle speed, okay? What you're choosing when you do this is how your boat sends out the water which it uses to keep the motor cool, combined with the exhaust. So when that water's flowing and you're going fast, what you're turning here is a flapper. And what makes the flappers work is thinner than a pencil, and it's just a lead bar. So maybe not the first time, maybe not the 20th time, but I promise you one of these times you'll break that bar, and it's a very tough fix. So we're gonna leave this off for now. You got power engine hatch. And what I wanna do real quick is, as I open this, I'm gonna turn the captain's call exhaust off and on. Billy will point the camera at those flappers, okay? I'm gonna come back there with you after we do that. There you are. So Billy's gonna go back there. Like so. Now that we're in the engine compartment and the motor is obviously running, let's take a look at our dipstick. Very clear oil, no moisture on the stick, it's not milky at all. Put that back in. There's no belt noise, all of our pulleys, everything's nice and solid in here. So let's go back to the helm and take off. So what I want to do now for this portion of the video is I'm going to take the camera from Billy. I'm going to situate myself up against the helm, and I'm going to drive the boat. I'm going to do a couple different things. Number one, I'm going to reach our full speed trim down. Be sure to check out a video in the description that it explains how tilt and trim works if you have any questions, or maybe it's been a while. Okay, it's a good refresher course. So once I've reached our top speed trim down, I'm going to trim up. That way you know how the boat feels under a load, and so that you know it doesn't hit, miss, spit, sputter, and fall on its face. I'll also show you the gauges working while I'm doing that. Let's take off. Okay, so right here we have our oil pressure, engine temperature, voltage, fuel, speedometer, tachometer, trim gauge, depth finder. Now this one reads 61 right now. It's definitely accurate because back there at the no wake buoys, it is 50 feet. I'm going to turn this around like a 360. There we go. That way you can hear and see at the same time. All right, so now we're in gear. I'm gonna put my leg up against here so the stereo works. These remotes, by the way, you have to turn on individually. So there's a power button when the radio's on. The key's got to be in the accessory position, by the way, to run the stereo. This sounds good. None of the speakers are hitting or missing, but if I play the radio too long, I get flagged for copyrighted music. Let's go. So remember, our throttle range is beyond this. Nice, slow, steady acceleration. Now this boat planes extremely fast. And be sure to check out the drone footage at the end of this video because you can really see it operate. So as you can see, you know, we barely hit 3,200 RPM. And we're already on plane, running right around 40 miles an hour. You got your, huh? Oh yeah, it's a 496. So I was really confused why I'd be running that fast at this RPM. Now it makes sense. So we're just kind of cruising right along here. Let's accelerate. So the motor runs very strong. It's a beautiful day, by the way. Well, there's GPS to double check our speed. Oh yeah, that's dead. That's right on. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and get her going. Accelerate. So my goodness, we're at 50 trim down. So that's all the way down. Trim down, trim gauge, speed's at 50. Let's trim up. 1, 2. Man, the boat releases. 3, 4. Holy crud, that's 56, 52, 55 mile an hour. Let's keep trimming up till we can't do it anymore. About right there's the rev limiter. So about 58 miles per hour, 4,800 RPM. Let's go ahead and trim back down. So I'm going to leave it full throttle here, trim it down. See how it slows us down? That's what trim does. So I know you wanted to see kind of the boat turn. Well, I'm going at certain speeds, just turn her hard. Oh yeah, it turns good. It's got a good steering cable. So we whipped right back around there. No trouble at all. Let's accelerate some more. With a big block, this baby runs like a jet ski. Let's go the other way. Yeehaw! Look at that rooster tail. Do that before I lose my breakfast that I didn't eat. So yeah, she runs very, very strong. Doesn't hit, miss, spit, or sputter. Doesn't fall on her face. We're gonna go put her back on the trailer and do our conditional walkthrough portion of the video. Just kidding. You see, this bad boy is a big block with captain's call exhaust. So even though I'm getting kind of old, I love that sound. Now let's take off. And so hopefully you can hear this. So I found a good cruise speed for this boat. It really likes about 40 miles an hour. They're still trimmed down, by the way. About 40 miles an hour, just like a couple of clicks up on the trim button, and everything just smooths off. Like it releases it, and we're just running comfortably right here. A confident 8.1 Volvo, baby. We'll just leave it here so we can cruise. Runs awesome. It'll be hard not to be happy with this, baby. You can also see steering's perfect. It's not tight. One finger. I know that was important to you to kind of see here, and the boat responds extremely well. So that's part of the stability hull design from Four Winds. The bimini doesn't rattle and shake and make a bunch of noises. If there's a big wave, we could jump that no wake. Just kidding. So what I'm going to do now is put it back on the trailer. So we'll start this again here in just a little bit. So as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, putting the boat in the water from your trailer is real easy. You just back it in so you see the rear end float. Putting it on the trailer, this is where a lot of people will struggle. And the reason for that is they get the trailer too deep in the water. The trailer's way down here in the water and the boat's up here. It's only going to come on by the grace of God, complete accident. So you see how we can just barely see the fenders out of the water? As long as we have it like that, we know we're good. So I always trim up a little depending on our depth, and we're about 10 feet here. So I'm just going to be about four quick seconds. And from there, just ease it on. Get her kind of centered. Like so. That beep that's going off is the alarm, because it's if we're under 3 feet of water, and you can change that if you want it to beep like 6 inches of water. That'd be too late, but you can do it. So let's get her lined up back here. One of these days we'll get her lined up here. There we go. So center of the boat on the center of the trailer. Are we centered? Are we centered? Yeah. Okay. So now, once you got it centered, remember, nothing's herky-jerky putting a boat on a trailer. Just steady applied throttle to help yourself. You know, herky-jerky is what gets people hurt. So I'm just steadily, slowly applying throttle and leaving it there. More? So once you got it up there all the way, come back to neutral. Now remember, you always want to trim up the outdrive when you shut it off. And I have a lot of customers that call me and say, I put my boat on my trailer, Brandon, and now it won't trim up. And I'll say, well, what's going on? Well, the gauge says it's not doing anything. And I'll say, is your boat shut off? If you shut your boat off, the gauge has quit working. You can still clearly hear the tilt and trim. So just hold it up. Do, 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 do. Hold it up until you hear that stop it sound. You can always just turn your key into the on position, read your gauge too. But there we are. So we shut our battery switch off, and we get pulled out of the water. Let's go to the next thing. All right, we got her pulled out of the water here to do the condition walk around video. So let's go above the rub rail. Gel coat is nice and shiny. The other side's not gonna appear as good just because it's shaded over there. But hopefully you can see that shine. So we're looking at the rub rail and the gel coat here. Everything looks great. There's a bug. There's some dry wax here and here. There we are. We got pop-out cleats for shoots and giggles. I turned the light on. I think I've already showed this to you, but it's on. So let's go below the rub rail. Docking light. Everything looks great here. We are on the starboard side once again. Dip down and look at the starboard side of the outdrive. Skag looks good. Props look even better. I did touch this up in the shop. There we go. There's our pickup for the speedometer. Looking at the hull and the trailer. Did we put new tires on this? So we got new tires? They look new. Pretty sure we put these tires on. So, the hull's magnificent. Sits on the trailer good. Another thing about this style trailer though, if you do have the trailer too deep in the water, it's hell to get lined up. Roller's good, strap's good. It's got the big heavy jack, 2 5/16 inch ball. Alright, let's go above rub rail. Oh, docking light, pop-out cleat. Above rub rail to the port side. And the rub rail itself, nice and shiny. Now, I cut in the pinstriping here, and that is the factory color. You can just see this is a little off, but you've got to be up close to notice it. Like cleaning it, you'll notice. No one will ever notice otherwise. Looks good here. Below the rep rail, it's got a little chip in the graphic here. That's in the graphic, not the gel coat. You can kind of see, we didn't, but you can see where there was a scratch repaired. You'll notice it when the boat's fades a little bit, how it's a little hair brighter just in this area. The rub rail's great, so must have just been a small scratch. When it's nice and shiny like this, you don't notice it. When it fades, you'll notice it. Just thought I'd tell you now. It's got the stainless steel bow scuff plate dropping down to the hull. Looks great there. Stem's awesome. Trailer. There we go. Just jump inside and take a look. I wanted to show you the bellows. So this is not dried nor deteriorated. I mean, the boot, both housings are nice and soft. I mean, really nothing at all to be concerned about here. Everything looks phenomenal. Your hoses and such. I mean, there's basically no corrosion on the drive. It's just awesome. I know you wanted to see that. There you go. Climbing aboard, we have a great big long ladder and a handle here. Okay, so we have a stereo remote control back here. When you turn the radio on, you got to turn the remotes on individual of one another. Okay, so you got storage underneath the seats here, storage underneath the gull wing here to put skis and noodles and all that fun stuff. Strut's good, stays up on its own. Twist and close. Red up means it's shut. Pop out cleats. Walk through transom here. Leave that down. More storage here. And this one, you can still use the storage. It's not as big as your batteries. No, they moved it in this year. Okay, never mind that. More storage here. Must be back behind it. Red dot. Gas fill. Okay, let's look at the vinyl. seams, stitching, awesome. So a lot of people ask me what's a vinyl repair. A vinyl repair is when we have a company come, like a Dr. Vinyl franchise kind of guy. This guy's name's Kevin. He's not Dr. Vinyl franchise, but they basically fill it with a vinyl filler and an adhesive, and then they spray it. So looks almost like brand new. There was one there. Coming into the boat. Center walkthrough. Let's take a hard look at the vinyl here. Now these do flip up and make some pads as a backrest. What you look for on boats, if condition is important to you, you want to look at these seams and the stitching, pull it apart a little bit, see if it's good. They're not always good. It's not a crazy thing to fix, but you should know. Also look at the seat backs, see if they're cooked, dry, faded, or cracked. And this one is awesome. This flips up and has the cooler in it. Literally. This flips up to access storage. It's got a big amplifier for the stereo. Your battery switches are beneath this one. There's a fire extinguisher. There's your switch. Turn that bad boy off. Seats go back in place. All the carpet snaps out. So it's got a sink here. There's the button for the water pump for the sink. There's a trash can here. Bimini opens. So this has the quick disconnects here, so you don't have to worry about missing pins. Let's take this out. You can be a boater one-handed. Okay. All the stainless looks great. Not missing any pins once again. Captain seats look great. You got a subwoofer down there. Okay, flip up bolster. So you can sit up nice and tall there. Now it's got the slide. This slides the seat fore and aft, and then this one locks it down so you can't turn it. Okay, flip that down. Got stereo, your big head unit right here. Fusion, it's an upgrade. Little storage cabinet. Oh boy, inside the head we got our snap-on covers. We got our table, we have our aft filler cushion, our porta potty, bow filler cushions, aft butt seat, light, window, all that good stuff. Boy, I really messed up by opening that, didn't I? But the canvas is nice and red, it's not faded. Okay, there we go. Shut that. Okay, you got ski storage in the floor. Great big huge fully finished liner like so. Fire extinguisher, she's yacht certified. Home's beautiful. You're probably tired of seeing that. Put things back together here. This door blocks the wind on a cold or cool day. We probably should have used it today. Coming up in the bow, these are cover poles. Let's look at the vinyl. Let's go around the headrests. Everything looks good. Seams and stitching are good. Storage underneath the seats. Now there was a vinyl repair here that I didn't think the guy could fix, but he did a great job. Great job. I did have him try, and he did it. So more storage here. And then you have a secret hidden compartment right here with some life jackets. Starboard seat backs instead of plywood. That's what this is. Well, there she is. Sure hope you like it. Be sure to check out the sweet drone footage at the end. My name is Brandon. I appreciate the opportunity, and I'll see you on the water.
bottles, popping bottles.